Hey, what's up guys, it's me your boy Urban Caster aka Vinesh back here with another brand new video and I hope you guys are having a great day. So I'm here to give my best races of the 2023 season and in no particular order, let's get right into the video guys. Zandvoort. Well, the Dutch Grand Prix has always been one of my favorite tracks on the calendar. It's a proper old school one, the layout is compact and technical, and the cambered corners on the first and the final sector with multiple elevation changes on the track surface. This track is an absolute delight. With rain coming into play this year during the race, it really spiced up the Grand Prix, delivering us a fantastic race from start to finish. So for the thrill and chaos, I put the Dutch Grand Prix this year right up there in the best races of the season. Singapore. Singapore is my favorite street track on the calendar. I have a lot of fond memories with this track, and though the Grand Prix was added to the calendar in the recent past, it already holds a lot of memorable moments like the crash gate, Sebastian's one-lap pole, the massive crash at the race start in 2017, Lewis's pole lap in 2018, Sebastian's last race win, and Checo's race win in 2022. Just like that, even this year the race was very interesting to witness, with Red Bull having a scruffy weekend which seemed impossible leading up to the weekend. It was clear that if there were a Grand Prix this year in which someone else could win a race other than Red Bull, this was it. With Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes seeming quick that weekend, it gave me a lot of hope heading into the race, and the Marina Bay circuit lived up to my expectations. With Carlos, Lando and the Mercedes duo of Lewis and George gunning for the race win from lap 1 to the end, Carlos playing DRS tricks to hold Lando as the mobile chicane to slow down the Mercedes, who were on a fresh medium compound at the end of the race, to George making a mistake of hitting the wall and taking himself out of the race on the last lap. The Singapore Grand Prix this year delivered one of the best races we had in 2023. Brazil. Well, the 2023 season delivered much better races in its second half of the season than the first half. The Brazilian Grand Prix is no exception to that. Brazil is one of those classic racetracks that will always stay on the calendar, not just because of its historical significance in the sport, but also because it always delivers a memorable and a great race. The short and technical track layout of two DRS zones yields competitive racing. The McLarens and the Ferraris seemed like they were the closest contenders for the Red Bull for the pole and the race win, with Leclerc taking the pole for the feature race and Lando for the sprint. Though it seemed like Red Bull had the edge over their competitors under the race trim, the race was still great because of the battle between the two veterans, Checo and Alonso, for the P3 position. The defense drive from Fernando kept us engaged during the Grand Prix, and to be fair, taking this battle out of the equation, the Brazilian Grand Prix is pretty meek compared to the races that we had in Brazil in the past. The Brazilian Grand Prix was one of the best races we had this season because of the close qualifying sessions, and that it still delivered a banger of a race for it being a sprint weekend. And special thanks to Checo and Alonso. Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a Grand Prix that surprised me this season. I had very low expectations on this track heading into the weekend, but I have to say that the long straights with DRS do make it hard for the lead driver to break away from the pack, which helped us have an interesting battle for the race win between Checo, Max and Charles. The opportunistic move that Charles made on Checo on the last lap was just the icing on the cake. The colder temperatures helped Ferrari maintain their tires to pull the Ferraris closer to the Red Bulls even under the race trim, which is something that I haven't said since Austria 2022. It's now one of the tracks that I'm eagerly looking forward to visit next year. I expect McLaren and Ferrari to step up with their car's concept next year for them to genuinely take the fight to the Red Bulls next season for the race win. We had the most overtakes for a dry race since China 2019, I believe, and the racing itself was fun to witness, with all the battles that was going on up and down the field. I just wish that the ticket prices would drop a bit so that we can have some genuine racing fans attend the venue rather than it being filled with the elites. Monaco. Monaco this year delivered a banger, thrilling race, just like last year. The quali was interesting with Checo's crash from the session, to Alonso being so close to taking Aston Martin's first pole position, to Max pulling off a magical final sector to take the pole. The qualifying itself was a delight to witness, but the race as well was so much fun to watch, with Fernando and Max starting the race on a contrasting strategies that prevented Max from boxing before Alonso, and both the drivers and teams waited for the rain to come. With the rain coming into the play at the worst time for Alonso, it threw a curveball at the teams on not knowing which tire to pick among the range as the rain was inconsistent throughout the lap. Finally, Max and Alonso made the pit stop to the intermediates. Both the drivers drove to the checkered flag, with the new podium finisher of the year Esteban Ocon finishing behind them in P3. It was an interesting race with Haas leaving Magnussen out to dry on a dry compound on a wet track. With drivers sliding off the track, this Grand Prix was sure a chaos and an interesting one to witness. So yes guys, that would be my best races of the 2023 season, and with that being said, I would like to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video, and also let me know down in the comments on what were your favorite races of the 2023 season. Other than that, it's me your boy Urban Caster aka Vinesh, and I'm out. Love you guys, stay safe, peace.